We all love him. One of the best YouTubers on all of YouTube. Valor Sports Media. Valor Sports Media.
Defense isn't as good as advertised against LSU, and how does it change the Michigan matchup coming up this weekend? What do you think, Mayhem? We'll start with you.
Yeah, so the Trojans had a really good showing against LSU on defense. The narrative has quickly changed. You know, Southern Cal under Lincoln Riley, we know that in recent history has been terrible. But this year, whenever they faced LSU, it looked like it looked like Lincoln Riley finally found a defense, and they played really well against LSU, and it helped the Trojans beat LSU in a nail biter. By the way, that was a really good game. But LSU has struggled offensively against teams this year. They struggled against Nicholls early in the game. They struggled against South Carolina early in that game. They've even struggled against the Southern Cal Trojans. So the question is, what if Trojans defense isn't as good as advertised versus LSU? Because LSU coming into the season, that was the very first game of the year for both teams coming in. We all thought that LSU was going to have this amazing offense and put up a bunch of points, and then Trojans, their defense, light up LSU's offense. But, you know, Nicholls was able to stop LSU's offense for a half. South Carolina was able to get up 17-0 on LSU's offense. And so maybe LSU's offense isn't what it was hyped up to be against Southern Cal, but I will agree in the chat, I will agree that the Trojans defense has gotten a lot better than it was last year. But for some reason, it didn't. How does this change the Michigan matchup? And my thoughts are that Michigan's offense isn't very good. So I think that you'll see Michigan's offense perform a little bit better if the Trojans' defense isn't as good as it was versus LSU. You'll see Michigan's offense perform a lot better, and then you'll see Michigan win this game because Michigan's defense is also really good. And you're going to see a very low-scoring game in this matchup. I think the Trojans' defense needs to shine in this game. And the reason why I say that is because Michigan can score points on a defense if it's not that good. They can be able to score points. And Trojans' offense can score points too, but we all know Michigan's defense is elite. Okay? I think this changes the game in a big way because if the Trojans defense is as good as advertised, then this is going to be a blowout. If it's not good as advertised, I think this is a very close matchup, and I think it's a very low-scoring affair.
Because we know about Michigan. They've always had good defenses. They have decent offense. It won't be what it was, obviously, last year that led them to a national title. Cheaters. But it is going to rely on the Trojan defense because it's Lincoln Riley, number one. And number two, because of what we've seen from Lincoln Riley. We haven't seen defense, but it looked so good against LSU in that game. And it made Brian Kelly so angry. Kelly smash.
We have to win this game.
We gotta win.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much.
No, look. Bottom line for me on this one is, I think what I think is going to happen. I think it could be as good as it was advertised. Now, do I think USC is going to win the game? That's another question for another day. This is a game I don't want to mess with because I think it could go either way. I would probably take USC, but I'm not placing money on it.
Yeah, for sure. And to wrap up the show, Ballard.
Best YouTubers on all of YouTube. Ballard Sports Media. Ballard Sports Media.